There's a beach within reach, and I think that you know. Close your eyes, take a breath, hold it in, and let it go. To the white
Hey guys, this is Chauncey from Good Music to Know, and today I'm here with Spaceface, a band known for their psychedelic dream pop energy and cosmic textures. Their upcoming album, Lunar Manor, is a far-out journey that blends early 2000s nostalgia, smooth indie tones, and warm, wavy productions, and we're very excited to talk to them today.
Hi.
Hey, so jumping into the album title. So the album title is called Lunar Manor, which already feels like a vibe within itself. So where did the title come from, and what kind of world are you building with this release?
The title actually comes from the studio that we were recording it in, was called Lunar Manor. And it was this weird studio that our producer used to work in that was underneath a Valiant bank in Oklahoma City. So it already had this weird feeling like you're pulling in and you're like by McDonald's going inside of a bank, and there's all these other people 9-to-5ers, and you're like,
Hey.
maybe a little hungover from drinking too much sake at the hibachi grill the night before, going into a basement to record in this massive, colorful studio that was like next to a pickleball court. It was really odd, but we had a really nice experience there. We did like old giant plate verbs that like the Beach Boys would use that he'd record in this weird like trash pit that the bank used next to his studio, but it sounded great. By the end of it, we kind of thought that would be kind of a nice homage to, we've never really recorded anywhere from step one.
Yeah.
It's always been like a pastiche of wherever you can. So we named it after that, and I felt like the world building aspect of it, I have like a whole vision board that I made to send to my buddy who I've been collaborating all the art stuff with, Connor. He's Thurston Co. on Instagram. The world that I was trying to build was basically like if you could imagine like an elaborate Great Gatsby style like mansion that used to once be grand, that's maybe lived through like two different revolutions. One is like a tech revolution that has failed, and now there's like mushrooms and weird moss all growing over it. So in my mind, the Lunar Manor was like maybe this party palace that Eric, the other singer, and I used to live in, that was this like retro futuristic party pad that is now just like there's pools of water in the living room and weird robots covered in moss, and we're still there living in the vestiges of it because we were like mining up a lot of old material back in the day, songs that Eric would have pitched that I would have been like just stuff that we thought didn't fit.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, we've been joking, especially with the art that me and Connor made. Eric says it's a hodgepodge record. So it's meant to be a little like all the art and all the music and stuff is like meant to be almost more like a playlist of us just remembering other stuff that we used to like and trying other new things out and trying other old things out. And
yeah. I don't know why I instantly thought of Alice in Wonderland for some reason when you said that, but yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a minute there where I was thinking it would be fun to have like a companion disc that has more orchestral features to make it seem more Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
But I think we're just incorporating some of that stuff live. I'm just playing more like stringy, swingy arrangements. Bums.
He wants to be a part of the interview too.
I don't know what she's just.
Oh, cutie pie.
Bubbles.
So you guys did your own take on Bittersweet Symphony. So you kind of kept the heart of the original, but you still added obviously your Spaceface flair. So what drew you to actually reinterpret that song?
I usually pick a song for us to cover every tour. And back in the day with all the people that we started the band with, we would always do something classic like Beach Boys or David Bowie or something like that. We'd usually stray away from more modern stuff. But we were out here, and now all the original members are pretty much gone, except for me and Eric, the two singers. We have this new band. I don't know. I felt like we were talking about wanting to do something that was reflective of that, because the other two people that we're playing with, I mean, they probably would listen, but I don't ever hear them talk about Brian Wilson. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So Bittersweet Symphony was one that me and Marina had both sang just in the car on tour a lot. And I've always loved that song. I wish I knew more about the Verve, but that really is the beginning and end of my knowledge of that song. Probably because I saw it in Cruel Intentions as a kid, but it's just a visceral image to me and a great feeling. And yeah, I don't know. At the time, it just felt like a nice song to be a good song for us to be playing on tour. And it's one that I feel like I can sing with some passion. And I wanted to have that vocoder be like Black Moth Super Rainbow doing a version of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other single that's out, so Be Here Forever, it feels like a love song kind of suspended in time. It's like not rushed. It's not overly wordy. It's just felt. So what was the inspiration behind that track?
That is actually Eric's song, but he will only do interviews if it's very convenient for him.
Okay. Okay.
And I couldn't get a hold of him this morning, and yesterday he was sick, so I'm just doing this without him. But yeah, I think you read that exactly correct. It's slow and easy, and he's been with his girlfriend Evangeline as long as I've been with my partner Erica, and it's just like 11 to 12 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I think their love is also very like slow and not in a rush and understanding, and I can picture the exact night that he was having back home in Memphis, because I used to do that same stuff too. It's about being, so enjoying, I mean, it's even in the song right there. It's about like enjoying that moment with somebody, and the song lines up so perfectly that you're just like, I'm gonna round the block. I'm not ready to pull into the driveway yet.
Yeah.
This part of the night should extend for a moment. And if anybody has ever had that luxury, they know that feeling. I just got a tingle in my back thinking about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had like some chords and like a little guitar melody on that. And I was like, dude, I should do like synthy Burt Bacharach stuff on top of it. Like, it's supposed to feel like the closest I could get to that is like, what's that song? What the world needs now? It's like, it's like our version of that.
Yeah.
We're trying to be.
I always mess up this name, but I'm going to try to say it right. So from It's Anamoya to Lunar Manor, how would you say your sound or creative process has evolved?
You said it right.
Okay, good. I just sometimes get tongue-tied saying it.
I know that was the band's complaint when I pitched the idea too. They were like, how is anybody going to know how to say it? And I said, we'll teach them.
I just kept telling myself in the interview, I was like, don't say anemia, don't say anemia. But
Don't say anemia. I've said worse, I'm sure. I feel like, well, before on Anamoya, it was all, like I said, sort of like patchwork.
Yeah.
I think I was just doing a lot. I think I had some sort of like manic mid-20s episode of just like, we're touring all the time, and then I'm gonna go hit the studio, and then I'm never gonna go home. I just wasn't really living anywhere.
No.
Creatively at the time, I was very insecure, but driven. And so to me, I think the idea was, I'll just go around everywhere and I'll bring in as many people as possible, and you can have fun with it, and you can have fun with it. We'll all just have this thing together. We're molding my thing all together. And I think the mania comes across a little bit. Sometimes it is kind of like a nonstop thing. I'm really proud of that record, but this record, I think you picked up on, was all about, it's like slowing it down. And one of the rules that we made, I think that Eric set out, was we're not going to go in and record any song that can't be played just like acoustically singing. Like, you're going to write out the whole goddamn song and perform it, and then we're going to add sprinkles onto it. Because I think my thing previously had always been, here, we're all making a cake together. Is it going to be a cake? I don't know. What did you bring?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but I'm down for that. Like, that to me is the most exciting thing. Is like when you think it's going to be one thing, you go in thinking you're writing a slow love song, and it turns into like, there's a song on our first record I always think about that I was originally writing as like a Gorillaz style synth jam.
Yeah.
And it's called Sun Kids. It's like the title track. And it turned into this just like gorgeous harp 5-part harmony slow drifter. And it is not at all what I started with. But I like that. I think Eric hates that. And this record specifically, I was trying to go in and be like, I'm kind of the person that just like sets the schedule just based out of, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that like wakes up feeling the sense of dread about impending death.
Yeah. I think
like,
we all feel this way.
You wake up with the fear and you're like, I've got to schedule things.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, exactly. I know that Eric, like, I set the schedule with that, so I think part of this was sort of like, let's just do it at your pace. You're going to be there every step of the way, and that was one of his demands, was having the song written out before we go in.
Yeah.
And not doing it piecemeal. And I think it comes across. It's a much like more relaxed effort, and yeah, it's interesting, and it's much less jam-packed full of. There's plenty of anything that I ever do is going to have tons of weird ear candy floating around. That's just my favorite part about the process.
Yeah.
But it's much less zany and much more just like that, like the Be Here Forever thing. There's cool sounds and stuff in there, but it breathes.
Yeah. And I know Lunar Manor is arriving in August. So what would you say the ideal like setting to listen to it would be? Like windows down? Would it be staring at the stars in nature?
I think there's a little bit of all of that, honestly, because there's a song on there called Watching You Watch the Moon. My favorite time of day these days, and I think maybe Eric's too, is sunset to twilight or early morning. I don't think it's an early morning record, except some of the songs. Maybe you could pluck out your songs and put them on a playlist. But as a front to back listen, I'd say anything we do is always windows down, but also a rewarding headphone listen. I can't stand when something sounds like shit in a speaker and then you have to go listen to it on headphones, because it makes it harder to proselytize. Like, I enjoy that, but when you try to tell somebody to listen to it, like anything that we do now, I will play it on the shitty iPhone speaker first. Same. Because I know that's how most people are going to listen to it. So yeah, sunset, driving cruise, for sure. If you can be near some water, also great. Anything that we ever do is always meant for a pool party.
Yes.
Walking around, honestly, sometimes I listen to mixes just walking the dog. It's a sunshine record or an Inside on Mushrooms record.
Yeah, either. Perfect.
Mushrooms at night, weed in the daytime, or sober at both.
Yeah. What can like your fans expect, maybe, or from what you can tell, what can they expect from the rest of the album? So like any sonic surprises or themes you're especially excited about sharing?
We've got a bass player and singer right now that she's playing with us. She hasn't really written much with us at the moment, but Marina's kind of heavily featured on the record. So I think most people who have been listening to us a lot will probably expect a Michaela Davis feature.
Yeah.
Because I sent her a text when the record was finished. I go, I made a record without bugging you. Leave it. Usually like at the last minute being like, yo, Michaela, you gotta like help me save this song. But any surprise things? We have a long instrumental. I feel like a lot of times, typically I'll try to go for an instrumental and I'll either like write a poem over it or I'll cut it by 3 minutes, so it's only a minute long, but we have like a full instrumental track.
I love instrumentals. I wish more albums had them. Sometimes it's not like, sometimes it's nice to just have a little bit of breathing room and just hear the instrument.
I do too, and it's a nice challenge. It's just sort of like, I appreciate it as well.
Yeah.
It sort of like sets the tone of the come down of the record. I'd say there's an obvious up and then slow down.
Yeah.
And it's the instrumental on this record is the sort of like, okay, we're taking a breath, and then there's like one more like wrap it up sweet song. I'd say surprise wise, I feel like people will be surprised I'm a little surprised at how chill it is at times, even though maybe it's just chill for me.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. Yeah. Surprise chillers, surprise instrumental. Surprise, this next single is I think our first like sort of like angry sounding political song right after I just said chill.
Politics.
I tried to write a political song, but it's almost more like reflecting the ridiculous nature of it at the moment. It's called Everything Is Money. I think I can say that. It comes out in like a few weeks. Surprise satire, surprise chiller, surprise instrumental, surprise no Michaela Davis feature, although I would do something with her every time if I could. Yeah, I don't know. I think the bass parts are my favorite part on the record right now. And probably the ones that we played the least. I know I did a few, but Taylor, our producer, played a lot of bass, and it's one of those where like halfway through the process, you're like sort of doing something and fumbling through it, and you're like, what if I just hummed some things and then you did that? And he was like, you would give him like just a little bit of something like, and then he'd do a whole song like that, and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool. I think I was excited because I ended up doing a lot of the bass on the last record, and I was like, I think you can tell there's a nice like soulful bass thing going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. That's something I'm gonna think about. I'm gonna ask. I bet Eric's gonna text me at like 4 p.m. trying to see a movie or something, and I'm gonna tell him about this question, and he's gonna have the perfect answer.
Oh no!
I just know it. He's like, how could you not?
And what's next for the band after the release? So any tours or side quests that we should keep an eye on?
We have a tour coming up. That's we have our release show on the same day, August 22nd at the Goldfish in LA. Then we're doing a festival in San Diego. Then we play the Rickshaw Stop on the 26th in San Francisco. Sacramento. I don't think I need to list these. Basically, we're going on tour in August. Go to our website, www.spacefacemusic.com to get tickets.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my podcast voice. www.
And can we expect you guys in Europe anytime soon?
You know, I was WhatsApping with the same... There's a promotion company that I know brought Cheekface over there.
Okay.
I talked to Greg from that band a little bit about it, and I talked to these guys, and this was a little bit ago, sort of like when we were in between record cycles, so it didn't really make sense. But they have since stopped doing stuff, but I know that they have had success bringing people over there because Cheekface is going back over there pretty soon too. So I really, really want to. I just don't even know. I've been advised against DIY booking your own tour through Europe. The thought has crossed my mind, believe me. So if you know any promoters, or if anybody who's listening or reading knows anybody, or if you are one, get at me.
Yes. Yeah, cool. So I think those were like the main questions I had for you, but are there any like final words that you would like to leave your fans or the listeners with?
Be safe, have fun, fuck the man.
Yes.
Let's get it done.
Anarchy, paint the city red. Oh yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, well, those are the main questions, and I appreciate you taking the time. Super excited for the release in August.
Me too. Thanks for doing this. This is cool.